We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Kiss my ass.
They're criminals.
It is a hole. You ever been there?
He says what everyone else is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped.
Well, look who's here in the man cave cuckoo's nest, the arsenal of democracy. It's the old whackmaster, Reverend Theodosius Atrocious, the czar of all things flame-throwing middle fingers, right here on Real America's Voice. And take a good look at this old guy right here. I'm having so much fun in spite of the overwhelming treachery. But you know what? My positive spirit, my overwhelming, glorious, glowing piss and vinegar overwhelms the overwhelming treachery in America today. Welcome to the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire on Real America's Voice. You see that smile on my face? You know it don't come cheap. Sure, I live the American dream. Go ahead and crucify me. I'm drinking some fresh spring water with a coolie cup from Dark Horse Archery in Corpus Christi, because the mystical flight of the arrow should be, can be, and in my case, always shall be the path of my life. I'm in charge of my arrows and my life. In fact, I feel so soothed right now because I know I'm surrounded by the ultimate kickers in America. By the way, if this is a Real America's Voice, you can't censor the word kicker. Even Greg Gutfeld on Fox News Network gets to say things like street terms, like bullshit, because there's a lot of bullshit. Don't beep out the harmless compensatory feces terminology. Are you still with me, everybody? So anyhow, I've got a Gibson Birdland. I'm in the man cave cuckoo's nest, the arsenal of democracy, and I'm feeling so good because you're here. No, really, I'm surrounded by the best people in the world everywhere I go. My humility could go the way of the dodo bird because I am so inspired and motivated, stimulated, appreciative beyond typical English terminology from the love and the positive spirit, the joy, the supreme cockiness that approaches Shemaine and I everywhere I go. So thank you, Real America. Thank you, real American families in the asset column of the American dream. And now I'll play a beautiful melody to celebrate real Americans in the asset column. How you doing, everybody? Do you have a guitar? You should get a guitar. Anyhow, I have a Gibson Birdland. You know what? The Gibson Birdland has me. Thank you for celebrating the soundtrack. You know what? The people stop me everywhere I go, and they go, the song Stranglehold inspires me to be the best that I can be. Stranglehold, what a great lick. Let's go ahead and play that son of a bitch. All right, so I'm having too much fun, but don't hate me for having so much fun. I improvise, adapt, and overcome. I get to train with the U.S. Marine Corps and the Navy SEALs and the Green Berets and the Army Rangers and SWAT teams who actually obey their oath. By the way, here's a shout out to the heroes of law enforcement and the military and first responders and the great firefighters of America. I love you people. Whoa! As long, there goes my Mathews bow, but it's still going to shoot just great because it's a Mathews bow. But anyhow, the relationship that the Nugent family has with warriors, absolute warriors, unafraid, courageous, ball-swinging, T-Rex scrotum adhesive warriors of the U.S. military law enforcement. But here's a reminder, your oath, your constitutional oath. Here's a reminder, if anybody, if you're superior, by the way, Barack, I don't have a superior. Well, Mrs. Nugent's my superior, and Jackson. Show the picture of Jackson with the squirrel. My God, I'm having so much fun. My dogs make me so happy. I hope I deliver and share with you the happiness that I'm having during the hunting season, the natural season of harvest in 2024. I should be able to say cluster 24 because that's a real America's voice. Those are real America syllables. Those are real America street terms. Those are real America emphasizing terminology to express the heart and soul of the best people in the world, which are known as kickers. And you can't go beep kickers because no one's ever been hurt by the combination of S-H-I-T. There's nobody's been harmed. You can show Kamala Harris lying and calling great conservative families fascists, but I can't say a simple street term instead of feces. Hey, real America's voice, you ain't until you allow me to speak the voice of real America. Just thought I'd mention that. By the way, do you have a Shahoo? I have a Shahoo. I have an all-American Shahoo technical wizard, a real kicker who's helping me with my Real America's voice. So thank you, Real America's voice, but let's get this voice to be real America, which I epitomize. Because I have no filters. I'm not afraid of anybody condemning my language or the things I stand for because I'm so radical and extreme. And thank you, Real America's voice, because they know I'm radical and extreme, like Steve Gruber and all the other Real America's voice, even Mrs. Nugent. Shemaine Nugent's faith and freedom on Real America's voice has uplifted so many people. Yes, there she is. That's my wife. That's my snuggle bucket. I like to press my nose deep into the furrows of her neckline and just snort her essence. Do you snort the essence of the people you love? I was on the phone with my sister Kathy this morning. I love Kathy. Kathy, I love you. And by the way, I just heard from Seth Burgett of Gateway Bronco in St. Louis, near St. Louis. And he's got the first 1966 Bronco made in 1965 at the hands of the great Bill Straup, and Parnelli Jones had a hand in creating the answer to the Willys Jeep. And we've got photos. Somehow we'll find photos of my 1966 Bronco. And the horror story 5 years later of my beloved 1974 Bronco that Jeff Trapp at Jeff's Bronco Graveyard outside Detroit, South Lyons, Detroit, Jeff's Bronco Graveyard. There's so many mad scientists in the early vintage Bronco world, but Seth Burgett is bringing the original Shelby Cobra Bronco. He's on his way to the Man Cave Cuckoo's Nest Arsenal of Democracy, the Detroit muscle horsepower epicenter of all things, the Bronco czar, Uncle Ted. Seth Burgett, Gateway Broncos, Jeff Trapp, Jeff's Bronco Graveyard in South Lyon. I used to go to South Lyon as a kid outside of Detroit, and there was a natural spring gushing through a pipe, and everybody would go there with milk jugs, preferably glass milk jugs, before we became cancerized by the plastic industry. Well, that's a whole nother subject. But anyhow, I'll go on tangents here. What's one of the great entertaining factors and educational information gushing that Uncle Ted provides? Because my radar has picked up on all meaningful information. And the most meaningful information right now is that the Democrat Party doesn't have an honest bone in the entire civil rights protesting Democrat Party. The Democrat Party is still the party of slavery. Barack Obama, who was not born in America, and those are not his daughters, and Mike can't get pregnant. Oy vey. Are you still with me? It's insanity. So the number one accomplishment of Ted Nugent's Real America's Voice that I inspire people to think, man, think. I'm doing a Future Farmers of America Second Amendment think prod here in a little while on a Zoom call. But you're here with me right now in Real America's Voice, so strap your ass in, because truth, logic, and common sense is like rocket propulsion into the ether of positive energy, positive spirit, and maximum positive attitude right here with your old Uncle Ted on Real America's Voice with Shahu. I love you, Shahu. And I love Linda Peterson and Doug Banker and Shemaine and Rocco and Toby and Louisa and Fleetwood and Heather and Chantel. And did I say Sasha and her kids? I love everybody. So much love right here with Uncle Ted. It's insane. It's good for you.